Hey, good morning, everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and thanks for joining our 1976 replay using Inside Pitch Baseball. It's the Baltimore Orioles versus the New York Yankees. We're playing the 162 games for the New York Yankees using Inside Pitch, Cards and Dice, and then we're using the replay PC engine to track the rest of the teams. So I wanted to go over the starters today, Ross Grimsley and Jim Catfish Hunter. Jim Catfish Hunter for the Yankees. He will, let's see if we get this going. Jim Catfish Hunter, fastball, slider, changeup, occasional, and slider, very occasional. So it's basically fastball, primarily a fastball pitcher and a changeup. So my life in baseball, Jim Catfish Hunter. This is the source. According to baseball, the Biographical Encyclopedia, Hunter said after his 68 perfect game, I went with the fastball and sliders. I threw only 3 changeups and 1 curveball all night. A's pitching coach, Wes Stock. You try to judge Hunter on his fastball and you're missing the point. The man is an artist. He's always ahead of the hitter because he's always got his control. Usually he doesn't show the fastball until he's got the hitter off balance. Then he pops one and it's strike 3. Ray Fosse. He doesn't throw as hard as Vita, and his ball doesn't move around as much. To right-handers, he has a super slider. He also has come up with a sort of changeup he uses, especially to left-handers. That is Jim Catfish Hunter, so primarily a fastball slider pitcher. And Ross Grimsley for the Orioles. And pitch selection, changeup, curve, slow curve, slider, screwball, and fastball. So Grimsley was a master at varying the speeds on all his pitches. Sporting News, baseball fact book, and so that's pretty much the sources for that. So he's probably an off-speed pitcher. Is a changeup, curveball, and slow curve, and a slider, and then a screwball for Ross Grimsley. So those are the 2 pitchers. A little update on that. Using this book, in case you guys want to get it, Nair James Guide to Pitchers. It tells you primarily most of the pitchers, most of the key guys who who were around for a while, and so on and so forth. Now we're joining this game in the top of the 4th. There's no score, and it's going to be Al Bumbry leading it off. Let me tell you, it's going to be Bumbry, Gritsch, and Jackson in the 3rd hole. Then cleanup is Lee May. Batting 5th is Kenny Singleton, the left fielder. The first baseman, Tony Muser, batting 6th. Batting 7th is Doug DeCinces, the 3rd baseman. Batting 8th is Dave Duncan, and batting 9th is Mark Belanger. And let's get started. Jim Catfish Hunter on the mound, and in the replay, Jim Catfish Hunter is 13-11 with a 3 ERA. He'll be facing Al Bumbry, who's batting .243 with 4 home runs. Here goes. Now, the way you play inside pitch is you read the red first and then the white. You go off the pitcher, then you go off the batter. It's a 1-6. So that's a potential strikeout. Against righties, you look right here. It's a 12, but the ballpark says -3, so that's a 9. And it's a 10, so there's no strikeout. It's higher than the 9. So now we're going to go to Al Bumbry's card, see what happens. That's a 52, and that is grounded to the second baseman, Alomar, who charges it and sets his feet, fires the first, and just gets Bumbry by half a step. Bumbry can fly down the line. Leadoff hitter with exceptional speed. Bobby Gritsch is next. It's a 4-2, and against a righty, that's a potential K. Again, it's a 12 -3, and this time it's a strikeout. So Hunter with a fastball, and Gritsch swings and misses, and we go to all right, sorry guys, I have to take care of something. They got to do a roof repair, and they have to look at it. Where are we here? Hope everybody, hey, Philip Reynolds and Molly's in the house. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Glad to have you. No score, 2 outs, top of the 4th. Reginald Martinez Jackson, remember him? Hey, bud. All right, that's a 1-6. We look at Hunter. That's a K. 14 minus 2 is an 11, and that is a 3. Strike 3 and back-to-back strikeouts. So Hunter's got the fastball today. That's obvious. Strikes out 2 here in the top of the 4th. And the bottom of the inning is going to be Roy White leading it off for the Yankees. I'll go over the lineup. Roy White, well, Rivers leads us off, but in this inning here in the bottom of the 4th, it's going to be Roy White, the left fielder, then Munson. The catcher, Lou Piniella, batting 4th in right field. The first baseman, Chris Chambliss. Batting 6th is Greg Nettles, the third baseman. Healy, the DH, batting 7th. Batting 8th is Sandy Alomar, and Mason, the shortstop. All right. So here's Roy White. Here's the pitch. It's Ross Grimsley. Ross Grimsley, how's he doing in this game? 4.07 ERA with a 3-5 record. He started 12 games. In reality, he had a 3.93 ERA and 8-7. Here's the pitch from Grimsley. He's an off-speed pitcher. 5-2, and versus he's batting righty, so that's going to be a blank. So we're going off of Roy White's card, and it's a 5-5, and that's ripped to center field for a base hit. Frozen rope off the bat of Roy White. So he's on at first, and he's going to try to get a jump. Now, what I do, and there's a strategy role in this game that a lot of guys, really value. What I do is basically when there's a runner on, I'll basically do one for the jump. He does not get it, and then one for a potential pickoff, and there's no pickoff. It just simplifies it that way. I don't have to keep on rolling every single time. It gives the batter an opportunity, the pitcher an opportunity. I feel that it's fair. Thurman Munson. So I got that out of the way. Roy White's on at first base. Here's Munson, the pitch. It's a 4-5, and that's a potential error. So we're going to roll the 20 with this one. That's real high, so I doubt there's going to be an error. 5-3, and it's a fly ball left field. Like usually left fielders, generally speaking, are 4s and less than 4s, 5s and less than. This is a 2. So that's nowhere. That's way below a 16. So there's no error there. It's a fly ball left field, one away. So Thurman Munson flies out. Where did I put that? Did I put my Yankee there? Yeah, right away. I put the Roy White in the wrong place. Hope everybody's doing well. All right, Lou Piniella with Roy White is on first base. We can try to get that jump again. An 8 Roy White to get the jump needs what? Grimsley is a -2, so he would need a 2. Again, the pickoff, no pickoff roll there. And it's Lou Piniella. Here's the pitch. Read the red first. It's a 4-4 off the pitcher. And versus a righty, that's a ground ball up the middle and through into center field for a base hit. And White is going to make it to third base. First and third on that. White needs to make it to third on an S1. He needs at least a 1, and he's got the 1 for sure. That's an easy ball to get to third base on. Little kind of seeing eye ball roller up the middle that the runner has in front of him, and he knows is going to go out there. So he turns on the jets, turn around second base, and he usually makes it to third base with no problem. Chris Chambliss with a runners on first and third. So here in the bottom of the 4th with 1 out, the infield is going to be in. And that's a 2-2 double question mark. So that takes us to the double question mark section. 1 to 16 is going to be some sort of an out. So it is some sort of an out. Let's find what kind. Look at this top line right here. That's the double star line. That yellow is a ground ball to shortstop. With the infield in, there is probably going to be a play at the plate, and White is a 4. With the infield in, he's a 2. So 2 or less, he's safe. Anything else, he's out. And he is out. Well, actually, that says that the throw is to first. So there's only one play for the Senseis, and that's going to be to first base. And the run's going to score on that. So that's no, that was Belanger. I'm sorry. Ground ball to Belanger. He thought about going home, then just did not feel that he would have the chance. Throws to first. The Yanks pick up the first run of the game, despite the infield being in. Piniella moves over to second base. Chris Chambliss picks up an RBI. 2 outs, and the batter now is Greg Nettles, the third baseman. Gold Glove third baseman. rated a 5, which is the best of the best here in inside pitch. Philip Reynolds. Philip Reynolds is checking out basketball games inside the paint. Good for you, Philip. Here's the pitch to Nettles. That's a 5-1. That's a home run question mark. Against a left-handed batter, we're going to roll a D20. It's 1-8. And it's a 16, so there's no home run there. Skipped. Okay, no home run, so we're rolling now off of Nettles' card and a 6-2 versus a lefty. That's going to be a fly ball deep right field, and Jackson makes the catch. All right, that retires the side. And now we go Lee May. Lee May, who's it going to be here in this inning? It's going to be Lee May, Kenny Singleton, and Tony Muser. Jim Catfish Hunter is up 1-0 here in the top of the 5th inning, playing inside pitch baseball. If you have any questions, please let me know. You put them in the chat or make a comment, and I'll try to get to you the best I can. Otherwise, I'm always available at the Combat Painter at Gmail. You can always email me there. 5-3, and that's a potential walk against Lee May against a righty. Is a 7 minus 2 is a 5, so he needs a 5 or less, and he does not get it. So now we're going to roll off Lee May's card, and that's a 6-5, and that is a star line 2, which is a fly ball. Lee May leans into one, drives one into left center field, and Rivers and White converge, and Rivers takes it for the out. Kenny Singleton batting from the left side against Jim Catfish Hunter. That's a 3-2. That's a double question mark. He's batting from the left side, so it's 1-14 would be a star line out. An 18, we don't get it. Here's we roll on Singleton, and that is a fly to left. So Singleton goes the opposite way and flies one to left field for out number 2. Inside Pitch has cards that are very extremely easy to read. And the nice thing about Inside Pitch is you can download, you can buy the PDF, about $20 for a season. Or you can buy the printed cards, which are really nice. They come with nice color. And that is about $55. Shipping is free. Tony Muser, it's a 44, and that is a potential walk. So against a righty, we're looking at a -2. We're looking at a 4. 4 or less, and it's a walk. No walk there, so we're going to roll off Muser with 2 outs. So 4-2, and that's grounded to the first baseman, Chambliss, who's going to race Muser to the bag. And that is out number 3. So it's 1-2-3 for Jim Catfish Hunter. Ross Grimsley is going to face Fran Healy, Sandy Alomar, and then Jim Mason. All right, here we go. Pitch to Fran Healy, 4-6, and that against a righty, that's going to be a blank. That takes us to the batter card, and that's ripped to short. Belanger scoops it, fires the first, and with plenty of time, gets Healy, who doesn't particularly run very well. Sandy Alomar, 5-3. He's filling in for the ailing Willie Randolph. 5-3, and he's batting righty, so that's a blank. And that's a 2-3, and that's grounded. Chopped to second. Bobby Gritsch, he's there, and over to first for out number 2. And now it's Jim Mason, 3-3, and that's a range play for Mason. Oh, that's going to be a base hit. A 1-3 is a ground ball and past the second baseman for a base hit. So Mason is on with a 2-out single here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's a 1-0 Yankees score. Next is going to be Mick the Quick. That's a 6-1. That against a lefty, that is a double star. So that we're going to look at the double star lines up here. A 2 is grounded to short. Belanger tosses it to Gritsch, steps on the bag, and that retires the side. Lovely little game. Plays very, very quickly. Doug DeCinces steps in the box against Jim Catfish Hunter here in the top of the 6th. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Baltimore Orioles. Yankees have 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors. The pitch from Jim Catfish Hunter is a blank, so that takes us to the batter card. DeCinces, 6-4, and that's a fly ball center field. Can of corn for Rivers. He settles under it, makes the catch. Excuse me. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Dave Duncan. In the replay, Dave Duncan is batting .204 with 4 home runs. There's a pitch from Hunter. It's a 1-4, and that is a home run question mark. It's a little section down here against a right-handed batter, 1-15, and that's an 18, so we don't go to that section. There's no home run check. We go to Dave Duncan's card, and that's a 1-5. That's line, base hit left field, played on a hop by White. So Duncan strokes one to left field. He's on with a base knock. 1 out base knock for Dave Duncan. And 6th inning, a little bit early to pinch run. Mark Belanger, is the pitch to Belanger, 4-1. That's a potential wild. And it's a 1-9 as a wild pitch. And we got a 7, so that is a wild pitch. And Duncan to second base. Mark Belanger may bunt him. He is a 5 bunter, so we're going to try to bunt. Let's see what happens. It's a 1-4. That's a potential home run. So he's bunting on that. Blah, 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 blah. And again, I got to check this out. Again, I'm not a big bunter, guys, to be honest with you. Not a big bunter. So when I do have to bunt, I have to normally check the instructions. It won't take very long. There's not a lot of instructions here. I can usually find it. Let's see. Okay, here it is. It was the first page. I looked through the 9 pages. Okay, so sacrifice bunt attempt. Every kind of K or K becomes blah blah. Ease disregard all other outcomes, but the ease in the range plays. Okay. So basically, we're going to roll now. It's going to be a 4. So that's going to be a good sacrifice. And we'll use that second number as the fielder. And that is going to be the first baseman. Fields it. Duncan is going to go to third base. It's going to be a 3-4, if you will. So let's see. All right. Sacrifice, hit, and it's going to be 3. And that moves Duncan to third base. All right. And it's going to be Al Bumbry. All right. It's a 6-3, and that is going to be a strikeout. Bumbry against a righty is going to be a 9. Anything. And I was going to say Seaver. Hunter strikes out Bumbry, and that retires the side. So we go to Roy White leading off the bottom of the 6th inning. That's a 2-6, and that's a potential strikeout. Roy White against a lefty is a 7 minus 3 is a 4. And that is not going to be, so we're going to roll that represents lots of cards and dice. So I could not get off that call, so I had to put everything on hold. All right, so let's see where we are. If anybody's still here. Oh, Jesus, there's 5 guys still here. Yeah, I had to take Bears Den. Salvador, haven't seen you. NRJL. Had to take this call in the middle of the game. I may get one more call, unfortunately. Big deal. And I have to attend to it. They gave me the option of calling me back at another time, but that was crucial. I'm glad I took that call because I really needed to take that call. Because there was really what they did there was really make the final decisions on how we were going to proceed. So, all right, we are in the bottom of the 6th. There's no outs. It's Roy White, Ross Grimsley on the mound. It's a 1-0 Yankee score, 3-1. So we look on the pitcher's card, and that's going to be a range play at the ballpark. This is where we look at the ballpark. So this is a little bit tricky, not very tricky, but we have to roll the extra 6-sided die, the D6, the green D6. That's going to guide us as to whether it's going to be a base hit or not. A 6 is an automatic base hit. We roll a 1. That's almost an automatic. Well, that is an automatic out. It's going to be 5-2. Ground ball, third base. Oh, nice play by DeCinces. Long throw to first and just gets White by half a step. All right. So that's how you also, this is a triad, where you're using the pitcher, the batter, and the ballpark at times. Let's see. Thurman Munson steps in the box. Let's see how he's doing today. Let's kind of update. We're in the bottom of the sixth. It's 1-0 Yankees. Munson today is flied out twice, once to right and once to left. Here's the pitch from the lefty, Grimsley. Grimsley is an off-speed pitcher. Change-ups and curveballs and sliders and that sort of thing. 1-6, and that is a potential K. Munson doesn't strike out very much versus lefties. He strikes out at a clip of 6, but it's -3 at Yankee Stadium, so that's a 3. 3 or less on a D20, and it's a strikeout. I doubt we're going to get that. Oh, almost. It's a 4. So what does that mean? That means we roll off of Munson's card since that was a failed strikeout. It's going to be 1-6, and that's grounded. Hit hard, but right at Belanger. Belanger scoops it. Throw to first, and in time, that's 2 down here in the bottom of the sixth. Hope everybody's doing well out there. 1-0. Yankees, bottom of the sixth, 2 outs. It's going to be Sweet Lou Piniella. That's a 6-5, and that's a potential K. Against a lefty, he's a 6 -3 for the stadium is a 3. 3 or less on the D20. Nope. So now we're going to roll off Pinella's card with 2 outs and 6-1, and that's a Starline 3, which is ground. He chops it to second base. Gritsch waits back, now charges, sidearms it to first, and that retires the side. We go to the top of the 7th inning. And Hunter looking masterful. He's got no runs, allowed 3 hits only, no runs and no errors for Baltimore. The Yankees have 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors. Top of the 7th, here goes Hunter. 4-1, that's wild, so we're going to have to re-roll that. 6-1, that's a potential K. And Bumbry's a 12 -3 is a 9 or less on a D20, and it's a 19, so there's no strikeout. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong player. That was a same thing anyway. It was a 19. All right, Bobby Gritsch, 5-2, and that is lifted to right. Piniella drifts over, settles under it. 1 away. Here's Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson today, I know he's hit a double, I think. Oh, no, he's got 2 strikeouts. He had 3 hits in yesterday's game. The Orioles beat the Yankees in the top of the 9th with 2 runs against Sparky Lyle, I believe it was. Reggie Jackson steps into the box, left-handed power hitter. Will be a free agent after this season, and he will attract some big money, some big dollar signs. I have a feeling. No, it did not freeze, my brother. I had to take a call. A real crucial call. Otherwise, I'd ignore the call. I couldn't ignore that one. Here's a pitch from Jackson. These are teammates for a long time, Reggie Jackson, Catfish Hunter. 64, that's going to be against a lefty, is a walk plus. So whatever it's here, it's a 12 -2 is a 10. It's a 20. So that's an automatic walk. I don't even have to roll for that. So Jackson walks with 1 out, and that's going to bring Lee May to the plate. Jackson's going to try to get the jump. Hunter's a +1, and then Jackson is a 6, so 6 or less. He does not get it. I roll 1 more for the pickoff. That's how I do it. I just don't want to be rolling all the time. Every play that he's in first base, it's just not necessary in my mind. All right, so it's Lee May. It's a 6-5. That's a hit by pitch. He's -5, and 4. That's -1. So there's no hit by pitch. We go to Lee May now, 1-5, and that's ripped to shortstop. This looks like it's going to be 2. And we're just going to roll. If it's really low, yeah, it's going to be a 3 + 4 for halfway. And we roll the 3. That's a 6-4-3 double play, and that ends the inning. And the way you do that is a ground ball double play at the bottom of the card. Every individual hits, his own number of double plays. Of course, the defense plays a role, and the pitcher plays a role. If it's a pitcher that basically gets a lot of guys into double plays, that will be factored in. So, everything, the defense, the pitcher, and the batter all come into play on those double plays. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 1-0 Yankees. Chris Chambliss, Ross Grimsley still in the game. Let's check on the batters faced for both pitchers. Grimsley has 22. He can go 25. Hunter has 22, and he can go 34. So there's no problem for Hunter. Ross Grimsley will be fatigued most likely in this inning. So here's the pitch to Chris Chambliss. Chris Chambliss today, how is he doing? He's grounded to short twice. And that's a 3-6, and that's wild. So we're going to roll again. Off Grimsley. And that's a 5-6er, error on a potential grounder. Let's see what happens here. We're going to roll the D20 for the error. Very high, no error. Very low, almost guaranteed error. That's a 7. It's kind of in between. It's a 2-1. That's line and caught by the second baseman. No errors on a line out. It's either a hit or a catch. Very unusual to see an error on a line out, because that's a ball hit hard, and if it gets by, it's going to be a base hit. It's not going to be considered an error. Greg Nettles with 1 out, and that's a 5-5 against a lefty. That's a star line, which is the star line on top of the pitcher's card. A 6 is a fly ball, deep right field. So Nettles gets into one, drives it deep to right field. Jackson on the track and makes the catch. Got under it a little bit. Nettles has 19 home runs on the season. I believe he hit about 32 for the year. Let me just double check that. Nettles hit 32. Fran Healy, that's a 3-1, and that's a range play. Range play at the ballpark. So again, the first thing we're going to figure out is where it goes, and then, of course, that is an automatic hit. A 6 is an automatic hit because nobody's defense goes to 6. So it's a 5-3. But that's going to be a blank. Look at that, and that makes it an unusual play with nobody on, a rare play with nobody on. So we're going to check the rare play chart. All right, rare play, bases empty. Let's see what that's all about. And that's going to be a 5-6er. Left fielder crashes into the wall chasing a deep drive. Now, remember, I play actual lineups. So when a guy is out, he's out in my lineup. So I don't really play. Now, at times I've played game injuries where I just pull them out and then I bring them back the next day just to add a little, a little flavor to my game, a little salsa to my games. Resolve as a D7 range play. Okay. Check for injury after the play. So it's a ball that's driven to right center field, and Singleton after it. Singleton on the track crashes into the wall. Does he hold on to the ball? That is the question. Singleton is a 2 in left field. Not very good. We roll a 3, so he does not. He drops the ball, and he kind of is slow getting up. Healy around first is going to try for second. Singleton picks up the ball, throws it into Belanger, but there's no play at second base, and they're going to run out to check. It's going to be Earl Weaver puffing and puffing with a cigarette in his hand, running out there to check up on Singleton. The umpire's out there, the trainer's out there, and Singleton's going to be okay. So that's a 2-out double for Fran Healy. He stands at second base. Now, this is where we could bring in a pinch hitter in the bottom of the 7th. The 7th inning is usually pinch runner, and potentially a pinch hitter. Let's look and see who we have to and I believe that Grimsley is now fatigued, so we may bring in. So this is a little break in the action. Earl Weaver is going to stop on the mound. Pinch runner at second base. Who can we bring in? Fred Stanley is not. Don't have a lot of fast guys. Base runner Oscar Gamble, but I use him for pinch hitting. We do have Willie Randolph, but I don't know that Willie Randolph. Yeah, he's also a 3. Let's see. I don't think we have anybody else. Carlos. All right, we can do Carlos May can run. Elliot Maddox is not on the team right now. Mickey Klutz is not on the team. Ellie Hendricks is going to be our catcher if we run. And so we are going to run with, I guess, I don't want to use, let me see, Fred Chicken Stanley. I may not run at all with anybody. I may just say, you know what, I don't feel like doing this. Fred Stanley's a 2, so that would not help us. Let's see. Fran Healy is a 2 as well, base running, which is low. So you want somebody at least 3 or better to give you that extra little boost. I don't really have anybody. Gene Locklear, but I don't have his card, and I wish, and I have to look it up. I have to grab it. It's in the jumble of cards on the file, but I'm not going to do that right now in the middle of the game. So what I'm going to do is look at the bullpen. So there's not going to be a pinch runner. I'm not going to put Gamble in. I want to potentially use him as a pinch hitter, depending on what they do. They're going to pull Grimsley here. They had a couple of pitchers warming up in the bullpen. Let's see who they have. They have a couple of guys. I think it's Tippy Martinez and Dyer Miller, the righty and the lefty. Who do we have coming up here with 2 outs and a runner on second base? Sandy Alomar, who's a switch hitter. So we're going to bring in Dyer Miller. So you know what? I'm not going to bring in. I changed my mind there. Let me undo that sub. I'm going to bring in the lefty, and you know why I'm going to bring in the lefty? Because then the Yankees can't counter with their lefty pinch hitters. So I'm going to bring in the lefty Tippy Martinez here in the bottom of the 7th. Okay. So it's 1-0 Yankees. Runner on second base, 2 outs. Tippy Martinez is called in. He takes his warm-up tosses, and he's ready to roll to Sandy Alomar. So let's find Tippy Martinez. Tippy Martinez, an ex-Yankee. He's in there. And here's the pitch. That's a 2-6er, and that's going to be a potential walk against a lefty. Is a 7 minus 2 is a 5. 5 or less on a D20, it's a 10. So we're going to roll off Alomar. Let's see if Alomar can stroke one. And that's a 2-2, and that is ripped to center field. Bunbury racing in, and he slides and makes the catch. Oh, boy. Great catch by Al Bunbury. Saving a hit and at least a run, an insurance run for the Yankees. But he makes the catch, and that retires the side. So Alomar lines out to the center fielder, Al Bunbury, and up comes Kenny Singleton. Jim Catfish Hunter on the mound. Got 3-hitter going. That's a 5-6, and against a lefty, that's a blank. And that's a 2-2, and that's a rip to short. Mason, after it, picks it up, fires the first, and in time. Tony Muser. And a 5-1 against the lefties, a home run. He's a 2, so that's we doubt that's going to be a home run. Muser doesn't have much power. We're rolling off Muser's card. That's line. Base hit right field, played on a hop by Pinelli. Gets it into Alomar, and Muser's on with a single. Now let's look at the pinch runners here. Paul Blair. We're gonna run with Paul Blair. Paul Blair. Oh, he's not a guy to run with. How about Terry Harper? Let's see Terry Harper. Terry Harper's a 3. Tommy Harper, not Terry Harper. Tommy Harper. All right, so Tommy Harper is going to come and run. So he's going to run for Muser, and I guess he'll stay in there as the DH. I believe Muser's the DH. So he's a 3 base runner, so we have to keep that in our mind. So the tying run is on at first base. Hunter's going to face Doug DeCinces. And here you go, a 1-3 now. I don't think we can try to get a stolen base. No. All right, so 1-3, and that's going to be an error on a grounder. So let's see what happens. See if it is a grounder. It may not be It may not be a grounder. It's going to be a 5-2, and that's a line drive to center field. And that's going to be run down by Mickey Rivers. So Doug DeCinces drives one in the gap, and Mick the Quick turns on the jets and runs it down for the out. All right, so it was an error on the play. It's an error on the play, yeah, and he does run it down. So that is an out number 2. And now it's Dave Duncan, the catcher. Pitch from Hunter, and that's a 5-4, and that is a K+, and that is a 13-10. That's guaranteed. Strike 3, and Hunter blows a fastball by Duncan, flails at it, and heads back to the dugout to put on his equipment. That is out number 3. We go to bottom of the 8th here at Yankee Stadium. It's a 1-0 Yankee lead. Jim Catfish Hunter versus Tippy Martinez. Tippy Martinez is going to face Jim Mason, and we're going to pinch hit for Jim Mason. And let's see, do we have, we got to fill in Harper. Can Harper play first base? Because Muser was at first base. Let's see if Harper's a left fielder. Let's see who we have for first base. Terry Crowley's going to come in to play first base. So Crowley's on at first. All right, and going to get Fred Chicken Stanley. Fred Chicken Stanley's going to bat. Oh, I just got a call. I knew I was going to get a call. I got a call right back. Damn it. Let's see if I can get through this game. Fred Chicken Stanley's going to bat. right, and then he's going to step in at shortstop, and the way we kind of remind ourselves to do that, and I'll show you how I do that. All right, here's the pitch from Tippy Martinez. That's a 5-6er. That's a hit by pitch, -3, 2. There's no hit by pitch there. Fred Stanley, a 2-5er, and that is grounded to the first baseman. Crowley flips to Martinez covering for out number 1. Now it's Mick the Quick, and that's 1-4, and that's a potential strikeout. Mickey Rivers doesn't strike out very much. 4 or less against a lefty. That's a 12, so it's going to be a roll off of Mickey Rivers card, a 1-2, and that is tapped down the line towards the third base side. The Sensei is going to charge. He's going to barehand and throw to first, and not in time. Mickey Rivers beats it out. Infield hit for Mick the Quick. He's on at first. He's going to try to get the jump. Tippy Martinez is a 0. He's a 7 or less. So we don't get it. Now we're going to roll for the pickoff. That doesn't happen either. Roy White now with 1 out. We're going to try a hit and run. That's a 62, and that's a K. Ooh, a hit and run and a K. That's going to be cut in half. So against a lefty, it's a 4 plus it's 1. So only on a 1 will there be a strikeout. There's no 1. So we're going to roll off of White. It's a 2-2, and that's lifted to left field. 2 out, and now it's Thurman Munson. I'm going to try to get the jump again. We don't get it, and here's the pickoff. No pickoff. Thurman Munson, 4-6, and that is a potential strikeout. Against a lefty is a 3 or less on a D20. Nope, it's a 9, so we roll off of Munson. That's a 2-5, and that's grounded to the second baseman. Gritsch, who waits back, now charges over to first in time. That retires the side. We go top of the 9th, last licks. And Sparky Lyle is up in the bullpen. Jim Catfish Hunter is going to try to finish this off. Fred Stanley is now at shortstop for the Yankees. Let me check all the positions, all the fielders. Everybody's out there. Okay. Here goes. Jim Hunter versus Mark Belanger. Mark Belanger batted .270, so we're going to let him bat 4-2. And against a righty, it's a potential K. And against a righty, it's a 6 or less, and it's a 12, so there's no strikeout. So 1-3, and that's lifted to center field. Mickey Rivers drifts over and makes the catch, 1 away. Top of the order, Al Bumbry. How's Al Bumbry doing today? Al Bumbry is single and a ground out and a K. So he's 1 for 3 on the day. Here's the pitch from Jim Catfish Hunter, who's pitching a 4-hitter. 3-6, and that is going to be against a lefty. He's a blank. They're rolling off Bumbry, a 3-1. That's grounded to second base. Alomar charges, bare hands, and throw to first. And, oh, they just get Bumbry by half a step. Bobby Gritsch with 2 outs. Down to their last out, 4-6. And Hunter is 1 out away from a complete game shutout. That's a 4-6. That's a potential strikeout. Bobby Gritsch strikes out at a 12 -3, so that's a 9. The -3 is for the Yankee Stadium. See, it says K -3. So it's a 9, and that is not a strikeout. He fouls it off. Here's a pitch to Gritsch, and that's a 2-6, and that's line base hit left field. Roy White comes over, gets it into Fred Stanley, so Gritsch is on with a single. And Gritsch stealing is a 2 attempt. A 2 attempt. Hunter is a plus. That's a 3. We're going to try to steal. Oh, a 20. So he potentially gets picked off. And let's see. Let's see if Hunter is a 1-4. Oh, and a 3. And he's picked off first base. Game is over. Hunter surprises Gritsch with a quick throw over. Gritsch is tagged out. He can't believe it. He totally disagrees. Out comes Earl Weaver. Throws his cigarette on the ground, stomps around, throws his hat down, kicks up some dust. The umpires are walking off the field, and this is the ball game. Hunter, no runs, 5 hits, no errors. Bobby Gritsch gets basically picked off on the last play of the game, trying to get a lead at first base. And Hunter threw over quickly and surprised Gritsch, and froze Gritsch because Gritsch looked like he was going first. And then now Weaver is saying that he's going to challenge this game. And he's saying that was a balk by Hunter. And what a mess. But the ball game for now is over. It's going to be a 1-0 victory by the New York Yankees. It's Baltimore, no runs, 5 hits, no errors. The Yankees, 1 run, 6 hits, no errors. This is CP Cards and Dice. I hope you enjoyed the game. Tommy Harper stole 73 bases for the Seattle Pilots. Wow. Very cool. Yeah, by 1976, he's not stealing very many bases. That's for sure. Let me see. Where was he? Let's see what he did. Tommy Harper. Tommy Harper stole 4 bases. Not too bad. Oh, and he could have gotten a jump. He's a 6. He was a 6, so I could have tried to. Did I try to get a jump? I don't know. I don't think I did. I don't think I don't know. That didn't kick in. But anyway, I tried to get the jump down. It backfired. So Celevi, good game, close game throughout. And let's finish this up now. The last play was a 2. What was the last play? Oh, he was picked off 1, and that's the ball game. Jim Catfish Hunter improves his record to 14-11, and his Grimsley is going to take the loss. He falls to 3-6 with a 3.99 ERA. Hunter's ERA drops to 2.91 on the 5-hit shutout. And let's see, Belanger's no, nothing on Belanger. Not much offense in this game. It was mostly pitching. Rivers did have 2 hits, batting .336 for the Yankees. That was basically the player with the most hits in this game. But it was a pitching duel from the beginning to the end. 1976, and Hunter gets the complete game victory. I was talking to you about Hunter with a 14-11 record and a 2.91 ERA. So that's it. My next game I believe it's going to be with the Orioles. Let's auto play the day and see what it comes up with on the following day, the following scheduled day. The following scheduled day, it stops at Holtzman at Kansas City. So Yanks are traveling to Kansas City. It's going to be Dennis Leonard versus Kenny Holtzman. That's going to be a blast. I'm going to do one more series at least. Once I get into the flow of this game, it moves very, very quickly. And it's all about the flow, guys. You got to get the flow. You got to give games a chance. You know, this may seem daunting at first, but you don't play the way I play at first. You didn't think I didn't play this way when I started. I played, 3-inning chunks. I'd say, okay, let me try to get through 3 innings. Let's see, what does this mean? I'd take my time, I'd read it, I'd look it up, I'd ask some guys, I'd try to make some sense of it, I'd move on. And that's how I did it. I watched some videos on the internet, and then I'd come back and play the next 3 innings. And then eventually I'd build up, okay, now today I'm going to play 6 innings. And then by the 3rd or 4th day, I play the whole 9 innings. Or I'd come play 3 innings in the morning, 3 innings in the afternoon, 3 innings in the evening. And I'd kind of do it like that to learn the game, because you got to give yourself a chance to learn the game. All right, be patient with yourself. It's not going to happen overnight. All right, this is CP Cards and Dice saying thanks everybody for stopping by. Philip, Molly, Salvador America, it was great to see him. Bears Den, RJL as usual stopping by, and I will check out RJL's channel, check out Philip's channel, check out Bears Den's channel. I don't know if you guys have channels. If you do have channels, please let me know so I can watch you guys as well. It's always a blast, and there's never enough baseball in my life. This is CP Cards and Dice signing off. Thanks for watching, and thanks for watching Cards and Dice TV. Take care. All right. Where is... Hey.